How's it going, guys? If you're watching this is the replay. Hey, Big Billy, what's up? Harold, how's it going? So, Aaron, how's it going? Big Joe, waving a hand. Rhymes with Orange, how's it going? John Cater, how's it going? So, I went to the garage. Now, I don't know if you guys know my band history, okay? See this t-shirt I'm wearing? It's the name of my old band. It was a band that I had for, I don't know, since 2000. So, it lasted 16 years. Various lineups, but for the most part, 16 years. We have several albums recorded, all of which are out of print. Good morning, delivering in Coon Rapids, about to go back to Menominee. Man, is all that construction still around that Coon Rapids spot, man? Harmon, what's up? Hey, James, waving a hand. All right, so, and if you're not into metal, if you're not into my band part, you can just, you don't have to watch this video at this point. But, I mentioned that I had some shirts left. The band's no longer. I have a new band called Sulk. And Sulk. And it's more of the, I don't know, Black Sabbath type variety. Doom, I guess you could call it. If you guys don't know, the name of my company is Doomy Tunes. It's a takeoff of Looney Tunes, but anyways, I'm going to have t-shirts that I will bring with me to GATS. As you guys know, I'm going to the Great American Truck Show there in Dallas. Now, here's the catch, okay? These shirts are free. Here's why. All I got left are these mediums. Remember in one of my live feeds where I said that you have to have a system for the shirts? This is what you do. So, Coach, if you're watching, this will help your little t-shirt business. Take each shirt and use either rubber bands with a piece of paper or masking tape works good. And you write the size down. That way they're all organized. You know what it is. You know what size it is. Because especially with no tags now, it's hard to look through and figure out all the sizes. It takes like a couple hours to get the whole family involved. You wrap them up, put the sizes right down, boom, you're ready to go. You got to ship them, you just fold them up, put them in the box, boom, they're gone. I only have 4 mediums left. I had one 2X, but I've already promised it to somebody. So, that was that person right there. So, that's all I got. 4 mediums. And they're free. I'm not trying to sell them. Just trying to get rid of them. I made sure I shook all the brown recluses out of them. But I don't think I know any males that wear medium. So it might be for the petite wife if you got one. Okay. I'll have a bunch of these too. These are the CDs. Again, I'm just going to give one to you if you approach me. Now the t-shirts, you'll have to approach me in the parking lot because I am not carrying them. Because you guys will be bombarded with all this free stuff. You know, the CDs also. I'll have a few of these on me. Because I plan on giving them to a few people that I know are going to be there. And I know that don't have a truck there. So that's it. I'm not trying to profit off these shirts. I've already made my profit off these shirts. That's what paid for this, the recording. So, what's my email again? It is StephenAllington@gmail.com. A little rough, but not too bad. Yeah, they had that area all torn apart right around the facility that you go into. If I know where I think you're going, Outlaw Trucker. I'm not trucking anywhere today. I'm at home. Okay, Daniel, I'll take a look at it. I want to do this live feed before the internet clogs up, because I guess they're expecting the internet to clog up because of the eclipse. So, AT&T has like portable towers that they're putting out. There's these towers, I guess, that are on trailers. Yep, yummy stuff, but pretty golden around here now. Oh, okay, that's good. I used to do those a lot. Usually came out of Beloit or Dallas or Irving. And definitely the best paying stuff coming out of Dallas area for us, anyways. But Frankfort, Indiana. Yeah, I've done a couple of those. I don't like that drop lot they got in there, though. Last time I went in there, that drop lot was full of mud. And I lucked out. There was a 169 trailer or whatever, 161, 162. And I avoided getting it, and I got a 953 or something just so I wouldn't have to walk in the mud. Orion, what's up, man? How's it going? We were just talking about t-shirts that I'm not selling, but all I've got are mediums left. That's all I got left. So, there you go. And I gave Coach some tips on how to store the shirts. See? You wrap the masking tape right on the size. It's all compact. Fold it in half. Boom. You can mail it. And Kevin is getting my last 2XL. I promised it to him. You guess he'll take a medium? All right. Are you gonna be at Gats, Daniel? I will cut the emblem off and sew it to my 5X shirt. There you go. There you go. Orion's thinking. Oh, you won't be? Bummer. Okay, well, I'll read your email. I'll hold one back. So that only leaves me with 3 mediums, people. Yeah, Daniel, I'm not there yet, but I've been trying to go for a couple of years. Last year I don't know what happened last year. I think last year I actually just blew it off. Oh, you'd be down on Saturday. Cool. Well, isn't it over on Saturday? Or is that the General Public Day? That's the General Public Day, ain't it? Or when the majority of the general public shows up. You gonna be there with truck, Orion? Or personal vehicle? Anyways, CDs, I've only got like probably 30 left of those. And once they're done, I'm gone. I'll have to put them all on Spotify or whatever. I don't know. I'll just be in the parking lot. I'm going to drive the dually down. Oh, okay. Well, you know what my truck looks like. Although I do have a twin out there. I get a lot of texts from people going, hey, are you in such and such? I just saw you. And I'll let you guys know there is more than one green Schneider T680 out there. Getting ready for the eclipse in Boise. Have fun at Gats. All right, Steve. Anyways, yeah, the last couple of years, I was going to try to go the first year at Landstar, but I was too busy trying to keep my head above water. Then the second year, I think it just didn't work out. And then the first year I was at Snyder. I'm not sure I think we had vacation here at home. I need a new set of batteries for the Kenworth, but it's not really worth buying just for a day at GATS. I hear you. LOL, that reminds me, I thought I'd seen you on I-40 going westbound the other week, but you said it wasn't you. No. The SFI 680s have the funky KW wheels. Yeah, that's true. They got the funky wheels. They're more of a darker green, like a forest or pine green. Mine's lighter. I know the filter I used on Instagram, it was a little bit darker than it should be, but and I've got like these graphics on the side. Nothing fancy, just some weird pinstriping. That was already on there when I got the truck. But apparently I got a twin out there, so I tried a cheap Walmart battery with a jumper, but still wouldn't crank the C15. Pale Rider, what's up, man? Hey, Pale Rider, I was just telling people I've got 3 shirts left, because I think Daniel's going to want one, and he's not making it yet. So, Daniel, I'm putting this aside for you. So there you go. So I got 3 left. And they're all... Oh, wait. I'm sorry, guys. There's 2 mediums and 1 small. So if you got a kid that needs a shirt, there you go. Or if you've got a spouse, or if you weigh like 68 pounds, then that small's for you. So see if I had not prepped these t-shirts correctly, I would not have known that I had a small left. So, Coach, if you're watching, there you go, man. I just gave you a handy, helpful t-shirt tip. Because I saw on Facebook they had a bunch of shirts, so I will put that small on. Dude, Ryan, that might fit over an arm. I know I couldn't fit in it. I know it. Hey, you know what, though? If you ask for it, I'll give it to you, man. I'll give you the small. I ain't scared. You definitely would turn some heads. But, anyways, I'll be carrying the CDs with me. And, again, free. You know why? Because I'm just that kind of guy. You know how much these cost for me to make? $1.50 a piece. Sell them for $2, I make a profit. I've made my profit off of them. The band doesn't exist anymore. It's a new band. The new band doesn't have any recordings yet. Nothing that we can release anyways. We're still in the process of writing and rehearsing. I did, however, did a Periscope last night. If you go check out my Periscope, at Snorelord, that's it, just Snorelord, you will see the live video that I did. I'm sure you already said this, but where can I get the CD? If you're going to be at GATS, I'll have them on me. If not, email me and I'll give you details. And then you can also find them online. Or not the CDs, but you can find digital downloads online. So, pick your poison. But, like I said, if you guys are not into the headbanging metal stuff, don't bother, because you won't like it. And I'm not talking like Guns N' Roses or, this is a little bit heavier variety, like Slayer and above as far as heaviness goes. So, because I could be an angry individual and take it out musically. But, anyways, I'm looking forward to seeing everybody there. Metallica. Everybody dogs Metallica. I still like Metallica. A lot of people are, oh, you're a death metal guy and you like Metallica still? They sold out. They're posers, blah, blah, blah. You know what? I've always liked James Hetfield's lyrics. There's only one Metallica album that I can't listen to because it's not that good, and that's Reload. Can't wait. Heading to Arkansas now. Okay. Went and saw Metallica last time they came to Atlanta. It was an awesome show. Yeah, that's the thing, man. Everybody dogs on Metallica, but you watch a video and there's like a million hits on them. They sell out every single time they go somewhere. Everywhere. I'm not just talking America. They played up in St. Louis last month, and I didn't go, and I'm kind of regretting it. You going with trailer or going to try to ditch it? I'm doing a drop and hook in Dallas, Harold, and I'm going to call the mothership and see if they'll take off my pick up empty task. Because I know where I'm going. And then I also have my next load booked. So what I might do is, if there's no empties there, I'll just put my exceptions, and then when they send me a new trailer assignment, I'll just put my ETA for Friday or Saturday. How do you feel about their Saint Anger album? Aaron, there's the Saint Anger album to me Metallica was in a very rough stage. If you've ever seen the movie Some Kind of Monster, there was a lot of crap going on. And that movie gave me less respect for Lars and more respect for Kirk. And I think that was Bob Rock's way of trying to salvage whatever material they had written. The sound quality is horrible, but if you go on YouTube and search Saint Anger re-recording, there's a band. I forget the name of the band. They did a re-recording of the whole album, and it is awesome. And it was an attempt to get back heavier, but see, at that point, they were still disconnected with the underground, okay? If those of you don't know anything about metal, Metallica went from a garage band to the multi-millionaires that they are now. And Death Magnetic was another step closer, but then they started touring with more underground bands. They did those festivals where they had death metal bands and other underground bands part of the festival, and they were there to watch each band. If those of you don't know, Richard Christie from the Howard Stern Show, he's actually was in a band here in Springfield for a little bit. He talks about his Springfield family. He's a friend of mine. And his new band, Charred Walls of the Damned, they got to play that festival, and Lars Ulrich was the one that introduced him. So I think that and the big four shows that they were doing with Slayer, Anthrax, and Megadeth, I think that kind of got them back to their roots a little bit, and that's why I think Hardwired is pretty good. What's interesting, though, is there's some elements of Hardwired that are very similar to Load, which is a very hated album in the Metallica world. The Black Album, if you take away songs like Enter Sandman and a couple of the others, Nothing Else Matters, Of Wolf and Man and a couple of others are actually pretty heavy. I love the guitar sound on that Black Album. It's still meaty, but I wish they'd go back to their old, like, Justice for All guitar sound. The real layered sound. I like it when a band makes it sound like there's 10 guitars on the album. Pale Rider had a scare this morning. Thought Gats was not going to happen, but things are cleared up, so Gats is back on. Yeah, I kind of wonder about that, Pale Rider, because I was just on Facebook and you were tripping about something. So was that a dispatch issue or a mechanical issue? Because I know you're hanging around Dallas right now. You're in Terrell. I think that's isn't that near Dallas? One of the 50 little cities around Dallas. But yeah. My band, dispatch issue, yeah. Dang dispatchers, man. You and I have had that conversation. No more dispatchers for me. But that's what makes the show easier for me, is because, number one, Snyder's got a yard there. So even if I'm under load, I got a place to put it. They don't want us hanging out with an empty, especially in the Dallas area. So I'll make sure I don't have an empty. And and just bobtail. I'll share a spot with either Pale Rider or one of the other Snyder ICs that are going over there. That way we're not like taking up a full spot. You know, you can fit 2 bobtails in a regular truck spot. I've never been, so I don't know what the parking lot layout's going to be. I know that I'm glad I'm bobtailing because it is right downtown as far as I can see. So, make sure you guys visit 73 Lounge. You can get to the give to Truckers Final Mile. You know, I'm not really a part of 73 Lounge, but I know a few that are. So, and then also make sure you check out Texamatic Pictures is going to have a booth there. I think he's giving away free water. I don't know. Seemed like I saw a post where he's got like 5 cases of water minus 1 bottle. So, but that's all that's going on. I did Periscope last night. If you guys want to see what the new band sounds like, it's titled For Pale Rider TV. Bill Billy says, plus it gives those that don't have the option to drop the extra room. Yes. Like my friend Jeffrey Like, who's supposed to be down there. He will have his truck and trailer. All the Travel Local guys will have all their trucks and trailers. Pale Rider, I think, is going to be able to bobtail in because they got a yard there in Garland. So, and I guess they're going to have showers and bathrooms supplied by Petro. And I hope that you guys use the trash cans. I would hope that we're not going to leave Dallas a mess and make our industry look bad. I would hope that. We deal with enough negativity out here as much as it is. We don't need to add to it by leaving, urine bottles and bags of trash and other things all over the parking lot. That seems pretty lame and lazy, man. I have a 13-gallon trash can I keep in my truck. And when it gets full, I take the bag and throw it in a dumpster. It's not that hard. I've seen people literally drop their bag of trash outside their truck door, and they're literally like 5 steps from a trash can. So, Dallas is already a mess. You're right. So, yeah, the construction sucks, especially right where that area is. I did ride on that. Okay, Jeffrey, you missed it. The only shirts I've got left, dude, I've got a small and I've got 2 mediums. Okay? That's it. That's all I got. That's all I got there, Mr. Like. So, sell them for 24 and make nothing. No, I was actually being nice, man. I was showing Coach how you need to organize his t-shirts because he's going to have like 100 t-shirts there, I think. And you tape them up. And if you got multiple graphics, then you want the graphics on the outside like that. That way you know which shirt it is. And you got the size written down. And again, you go to ship it. Boom, you fold it in half. And there you go. Well, I've got a small. Do you want a t-shirt for one of your grandkids? But since the band no longer exists, yeah, I've got it set aside over there on that side of the computer room there. I got a medium set aside for Daniel, and I've got a 2XL set aside for Kevin and Ollie. Maybe Kevin should get the small and put it on Oliver. How about that, Kevin? So, But I think my wife has some Backhoe Butchery t-shirts left. But I don't think you want to wear that one, Jeff. Nor do you want to give it to your grandkids. So, yeah. But, anyways, I'm done for now, guys. Thanks for watching. I just wanted to put the fact that I'm going to have now 3 t-shirts left that I will give away in the parking lot. If you approach me, I'm just looking to get rid of. This is all the Apnea shirts that exist left. I'll be carrying these around with me. So if you want one, I'll give you one. Does anybody know if the Chris T and Meredith are going to be there from Freewheeling? I know some of you guys have mentioned you don't like them, but I still think they're pretty cool people. If so, they've been bugging me for a CD for a minute. So I think they gave up on me because I haven't called in the show. And I used to call in the show all the time, but I haven't called in the show in since I've become an owner-operator. The problem with these call-in truck shows is the callers. Because, first of all, they kind of put out there, don't ask us how we're doing. Like every time you answer the phone, hey, so-and-so, what's on your mind? And then they go, hey, Meredith, or hey, guys, what's up? And so that delays conversation. And then it'd be like, you'll have a situation like, let's say they're talking about e-logs. And they're like, yeah, what I think about e-logs is, I don't like them because, well, what I think about e-logs is they, one time I was delivering this load in Nebraska and my e-log messed up. And so the reason why I hate the e-logs is, so you're listening to this phone conversation, right? And you just want to strangle, and they're almost all like that. Like you're taking these truck drivers, who have almost no social skills, and you're making them have a conversation on the phone on the air. So, angry gun owners, e-logs are stressful. Only if that's your perspective. E-logs used to be stressful for me. They are no longer. When you have that red triangle telling you that you have violated your hours of service, do you know what happens? An annoying voice comes on and says, you have violated hours of service. And you just keep driving until you can park. That's it. The DOT, back in the paper days, would rather see you be over your hours over a falsification, because a falsification means they don't know what's happening. Falsification means they don't know what's happening, whereas if you're over, you're over. I once went a whole hour and a half over back in my company days because that was the safest place to park. I was in South Florida. I had to go as far north as I could to the first rest area, and luckily there was a spot left. You know what happened to me? Nothing. I got a phone call the next morning saying, hey, what's up? I said, well, the neighborhood I was in wasn't safe, and this was the first area I came to. And they saw that on the Qualcomm, and they're like, okay, don't let it happen again. Not even a wrist slap. So, these people that stress out on e-logs, that's just a perspective thing. You don't have to drive 20 miles an hour in the parking lot. You don't have to drive like a bat out of hell. You don't have, you're going to have days where that e-log will be your enemy. But it's not the e-log, it's your hours of service. The only thing e-logs do is they keep you honest. That's it. They're making you do something that you should have been doing before. Now, did I enjoy the flexibility of my paper days? Yes. However, the liability is through the roof, man. One little mistake on that paper log, and you have a fatality or a high property accident where a lawyer gets involved, you're toast. You're done. So, that's it. Oh, someone block that person, please. Maybe I'll do it. There you go. And about any DCs, it kicks on sometimes to driving. Yeah, you have to. They used to have like it used to be that if you were in a traffic jam, okay, a person, not that I ever did this, but a person could put yourself off duty if you're in a traffic jam. And then when you got out of it, click on driving, and you're good to go. However, they backtrack now, unless you manually click on driving, which is you can't do if you're not sitting still. The DOT have realized that people were doing that. So now they've put it in to where it has to backtrack for the most part. So if I'm at a DC, you have to be careful because it'll put you back in the driving. And if suddenly you see 15, 20 minutes of driving go away, that irks me, man. That irks me. But for the most part, the 70 hours rule is the only one that kind of annoys me. Just got to keep clicking off duty. Sometimes it works, sometimes not. Got to wait 6 minutes. Yeah. And the way my old company was set up, if you went 2 miles or 20 miles an hour, faster than 20 miles an hour, that's when it would kick in the driving. So let's say there was a Rickett Bankheiser I used to deliver at for one of my past companies there in Pendergrass, Georgia. There's a Quick Trip literally around the corner with truck parking. And, hey, Alan. And a lot of us just put our four-ways on and crept over there to Rickett. And, by the time you check in, you've got that 6 minutes or 5 minutes put in so you wouldn't trip your logs. Or you can gun it and drive like hell, and as long as you went back to your last duty status under, I think it was 4 minutes, 5 minutes. It's 5 minutes for us, but I think it was within 2 minutes there. Then it would just put you back to the last status. It would kick on the driving, but as long as you had it within, I think it was 5 minutes. So there are ways around to get a little bit of flexibility logs, but not much. And when they figure all of them out, they're going to just, but, it depends on the parameters. Some companies are set up that you go from the fuel island to pulling up, and it'll click in the driving. That's a little extreme, but it happens. And that's why you sometimes see guys that don't pull up at the fuel island. That, and they're inconsiderate. So, but anyways, guys, thanks for watching. I'm going to keep this video short. I've got 2 mediums and a small left. If you want them, come talk to me after the truck show. Or, in the parking lot or whatever, where all the festivities are going on, I guess. If you want a CD, hit me up, say, hey, what's up, and I'll hand you one. No profit for me. I've already made my profit on these items. This is got to get rid of it, get it out of my house kind of thing going on. Thoughts on little guy? Remember in my video a while back, I talked about digital noise. That's what the little guy thing is to me. The little guy thing is just digital noise. The money thing is I don't know the true, real story there. But it does look bad on Matt's part. What he did to Traveloka, I think, was wrong. But again, I'm just an outside looking in. I don't know him personally. And I could always, here's the thing. I could always tell, even watching his earlier videos, that he just did not like truck driving. See, there are people out here that are good drivers, but they definitely don't have the mindset. They can't stay out here that long, or they got a family that won't support them. And when he tried going day cab for a while, then he went to Prime, and then he went to Night. That was him. He's not happy anywhere he goes. And so I think the only reason, in my opinion, that he talked about going to the truck show is because he has sponsors he's obligated to. But then, he would have to fly out there, and he would have to have a hotel, which is a huge expense, which I know he can't afford right now, nor does he want to try to afford, because when people give you money on the internet, okay, a lot of money, because you're down, because your truck's down, because you make it sound like you're on the verge of being homeless or whatever, whatever. You're going to get scrutinized for every little thing that you're doing. And I know Matt was doing a live feed where he had a beer in his hand. He was sitting at home. He goes, I'm not supposed to have this beer because I had money. See, you can't ask for money on the internet and then show how well things are for you. You just can't do that. So if he shows up at GATS, which I extremely highly doubt he will not, it doesn't matter to me. I don't care. Bam Bam says Ike and Jay don't want him at their booth at GATS. And for good reason, man, And something went down because, Coach was talking about the live feed that Matt did, and they were in a conversation with Will and Ike, and they were all getting along. But then I guess something happened after that phone call that prompted everybody to put out their videos of, we don't want you here, that kind of thing. Trolls, screw them. He needs liposuction on his neck. Hey, John, what's up? So I really don't have a public opinion about the whole thing. I'm looking forward to meeting Ike because he and I talk a lot about metal stuff. He and I like a lot of the same bands. Will, I've chatted with him on Zello until I was untrusted, and so I stopped being on Zello. And he seems to say hey to me when I go to his live feed, so I guess he doesn't hate me, so for that I don't hate him. And Jay Cannell I've met in person. I was up in Harrisonville in the line for McDonald's, and he was there. And we chatted for a second, and he was in a hurry, and I was in a hurry, so we didn't hang out. We did one selfie, I think that was it. I'm going to bring my flatbed trailer and set up a tent on it. There you go. Sounds like a lot of people got screwed because of that deal. Sad to see the community stepped up and surprised lessons learned. You're right, Alan, and that's the thing, man. It's just it's yeah. I didn't donate money to him, because I was in his shoes. I had a catastrophic breakdown that was not covered with warranty. And I just sucked it up and used my backup. You know, when you're an owner operator, you gotta have a backup plan for when the crap hits, man. You really do. And Trucking Exec put it best, and he said that hopefully it was a learning lesson for Matt, and it was. He ended up quitting shortly thereafter. He was given a lot of money that took money and used Traveloka to move all of his crap to Florida and then abandoned the truck. Yeah, see? That's a bad deal to me. So, but if he shows up at the show, I don't care. I don't think he will. And I honestly think that he would be stupid to show up, because there's a lot of people, Angry Gun Owner, that feel the same way you do, especially if they gave him money. And I would not want to show up in a crowd that could possibly think that I was ripping him off. Did you see the McTrucker? No, Adam, I didn't. Food Mood says, hashtag Matt, stay away. Can't trust everyone you see on the internet, says Lance Mueller. Sorry. Yeah. So, I joke about money sometimes, but I would feel really uncomfortable if people actually started giving me money. I would never get online to ask for it. I had a distant cousin that put up a GoFundMe, and she feels like everyone's abandoned her because she's trying to raise this like $4,000 because she needs to move. That's it. She needs to move. And she's got like $30, and she's hating everybody in the family now because no one has stepped up to help her. I told her I was tapped out. So, yeah. Adam Gallagher says, just be civilized and ignore him if he shows. That's right. Adam Hitchcock, heard he had death threats. Yes, he does. That's why he'd be stupid to show up. Bam Bam, just like Allie Knight, who hasn't added a video in the last 2 months, but uses Patreon to get money for her podcast and live stream. Right, you know, and that's the thing. Do these people want to make money trucking, or do they want to make money doing everything but trucking? You know, there's a lot of people that are trying to make money on trucking without actually driving. And they think that, I think some think that if you have the sponsorships or you have the subscriber count, you know, that can happen. But that won't happen, you know. It just won't. Big John, he used my brand new Volvo to move and still didn't make but one payment on it the entire time he picked it up. He is damn lucky Ike went and got it. Big John, my brand new Volvo, are you the one that got his green one? And if so, how's that truck running? Maybe he'll hand out dollar bills at the booth. Don't ignore him, seek him out. See, dude, like I said, I doubt he'll show up. He'd be stupid to show up. Not that I care. I really don't care. Because I've got nothing invested in him. I've got nothing invested with his channel. I think he's on my Facebook's friends list, but almost all the YouTube truckers are. And I think his videos show a good example of what it's like to have that struggle of you know, having a family at home while you're out there trucking. I think that if he would have used his resources and job hopping, you know, to the right, you know, like if he had gone to Schneider as an IC, where he lives, he could be home every other night, every weekend, and he wouldn't have had some of the issues that he had by having to be OTR with the other companies. At least they replaced the little guy with a good driver for that Volvo. I still believe he is sabotaging the original truck. It has yet to have any issues since the new driver leased it. You know, every new truck has bugs. I don't care what brand it is. Every new truck has bugs. and it's got to work itself out. It's got to be broken in, both mechanically and computer-wise, digitally. And if I go over the maintenance records of my Kenworth, it went through a phase like that. And I think that a friend of mine, he brought his Kenworth that he just bought into a shop, and it had a whole ton of computer updates needed. And I think that was probably what was going on. The Volvos that I've had experience with have a tendency to have a lot of electrical issues. That's almost every truck now, though. When I drove 2 different Volvos. One was brand new, and within the first, 300,000 miles, it was, there was a lot of hiccups that had to do with computers and electronics and wiring. The first mechanical thing that went out was the AC compressor, and that was because something was rubbing on it. But that's it. The turbo went out. It wasn't the turbo, it was an electrical issue. Similar to what little guy was dealing with, but it was fixed the first time. Food Mooch says less than a year he'll be begging to get back in the truck. I don't know. I could always tell that he did not like being out here. I just have that sixth sense about it. He probably misses the money because I don't know anything about window tinting, but I know it's probably not a $50,000 job a year. And if it is, then he won't be coming back. My 2012 Cascadia had a few small initial issues. Yeah, they all do. You got to break them in. When I first read the maintenance reports on my truck, I almost turned in the deal because I was like, wow, this truck's had a lot of issues. But in reality, it wasn't. It was just a break-in period for the first 370,000 miles. So, but yeah, that's my opinion on Little Guy. I really don't have one. So I got a 2016 Pete 389 glider, very few problems. Only bad thing is not the greatest fuel mileage. Yeah. Doesn't matter what engine's in that truck, you're not going to get good fuel mileage. I think someone did a comparison to the 386 to a 389. Basically, it's the same truck. The only difference was the hood. That's it, the hood. And the 386 was getting more fuel mileage than the 389. So, what do you think about the new Volvo V&L trucks? The ones that I've seen on YouTube look pretty sharp. I figured that Volvo would finally do a new design after 15 years. 5.5 downhill with the wind at my back. Ouch. I can't, what's weird is I was going through my computer numbers, and for some reason I have very, very bad fuel mileage for one period. Now, last week I was getting 8.6. And this week will be really good because, like I said, I'm going empty to Tulsa. Then from Tulsa, I'm picking up a 5,000-pound load going to Dallas. So, and then the load coming out of there is going to be probably 15,000 at the most. And so no heavy loads for me. Mark Bell asks, C15? Probably. That's my guess. That's what Matt's got. So, could it be bad fuel? It's possible. That's, like I said, I fueled at the brand new Flying J there in Springfield, Missouri. And that was when the check engine light came on, and that's when my APU started running rough. So, Stretch, that's what you're talking about. What a bunch of schoolhouse sissies. I'm not involved in any of that. I was just, the T-shirts, people probably thought I was attacking Coach, but I'm not. I'm just, saying I've got a few shirts to give away, and I was showing Coach on how to organize them. So, that's it. and then we started talking about the Matt thing, which, like I said, I really don't have anything invested in that. Oh, and Trucker Op live stream with him and Little Dog and Ike. Oh yeah. Will brought up a good point, okay? And what's interesting is Ike did a video that says, should I quit trucking? It was clickbait. And you watch within the first 5 minutes of the video, it's obvious he's not quitting. It's not what he was talking about. But yet people were commenting, oh, it's about time, or I thought this wasn't going to last, like calling him out like, okay, you didn't even watch the video. Food Mooch says, Jeffrey Light gave an education to the truck coach a couple of days ago. Yes, he did. Matt, I wish I had a 2X left, but I don't. That's part of the video. I've got 2 mediums and a small left. And I'm giving them out at the truck show. You want one of those shirts? I don't have your size there, John. I got one for your kid, though. Coach has ADD bad, but I enjoy his videos. Says Angry Gun Owner. Yeah, I don't want to say anything. Bam Bam says, have you thought about going to Traveloco? Yes and no. Will was giving me the speech about Traveloco there in one of the Zello conversations. If I went over there, I'd be making 88%, which is way more than what I'm making. Yes, I can make more money there than I do right now where I'm at. However, I have another plan in the works. And I don't know when it'll be executed, but I have 3 friends that just went over there from Schneider. So, I'd be curious to see what their feedback is. That's beyond the YouTube hype. So, yeah, that's the thing, John. John says, maybe next batch. Yeah, this is it. The band Apnea is no more. I've got a new band now. Now, when the new band shirts come out, I'll be happy to push them. I'll be happy to promote them. He's going rogue. Nah, like I said, dude, I'm still doing well over here, guys. I enjoy the consistency, and come wintertime, that consistency is going to be nice. Jeffrey's numbers on his own authority are through the roof. I mean, through the roof. And he and I have had long conversations about the amount of money I could be making if I was doing the same thing he was. And if you guys have watched him lately, he talks about taking me to the next level, which I don't know. See, here's the thing. You got guys out here 1 or 2 years and they're ready to get their own authority. Not me, man. I've been out here 7 years and 3 years as an owner operator, and I'm still kind of like, I don't know, because there's a lot of things I got to work through on how I organize my finances, how I organize my business, John Citrone, crap, man, every good band I like ends up not together anymore. Yeah, John, I thought you knew that. Basically, the new band has ex-members of Apnea, so it's just a different approach. It's more of the Black Sabbath versus the death metal stuff. Matt says, hook that KW to a tanker. Matt, you bring up a good point. Food grade freight. There's a company here in Springfield called T-Haul. I had a friend of mine that drove for them, and the money that he told me that he made, he was as a contractor was very good. I've also got friends up out of a company out of there in northern Missouri, and he tells me that the rates are killer. However, I've got no tank experience, and I'm not sure if my truck would make a good tanker truck, because probably needs a few horses, and it's probably a little bit heavy for a tank truck. I don't know. 4-4 going for his authority seems to be moving up. Yeah, Alan. Yeah, Food Mooch. Yeah, I watch his videos, and the only problem with him getting his own authority is he's got a hell of a roadblock with Schneider Finance. Um, if I was him, I would have concentrated on just getting another truck and renting or doing a lease purchase on a trailer versus because you need a lot of money to take a Schneider Finance truck to get your own authority. To take it to another company, that's one thing, but to get your own authority with it, that takes a little bit of coin. Enough coin that if you use the same amount of money down, you just get a different truck and not be tied to SFI. Big Billy, that's where it's nice having the backing of a bigger company. Yeah. Well, guys, if I would go to Traveloco versus going back to Landstar because you're doing the same amount of work at Landstar except that you're limited to a certain degree on their low board, unless your agent can score other stuff, and then but you're making a small percentage. A lot of thought on this. It seems. Wow, headaches. Yeah, it is. Hazmat, it's where it's at. I do have my hazmat and tank endorsement. I used to run hazmat all the time. When I was at Landstar, they were getting ready to lose. They got close to losing their ability on the in-way side of running hazmat because they had guys making stupid mistakes. And it's amazing how many trucks pass me with placards on that have violations that I could spot right off the bat. Hazmat is not something you want to play with. Fabian, I did my own authority for a year. Now I'm leased on and I have peace of mind. Yeah, Fabian, it's not for everybody. And so, but I hear fireworks pay very well. Yes, they do, Angry Gun Owner. I once did a 900-mile load for Transland. There's a load of fireworks going to just the tip of South Dakota, out in the middle of nowhere, Indian reservation. That load paid so well for them. I mean, for me, it just paid the same. But for them, it paid so well that they deadheaded me 700 miles to pick up my next load. That's it. So that was negotiated into the rate. I haul a ton of ethanol down to Springfield. Oh, okay, Matt. Would you feel okay about buying a used truck if you ran short hauls 200 or 300 miles with own authority home every other night? Yeah, I mean, I don't have a new truck. 200 or 300 miles is nothing. That's 6 and 7 hour days at the most with own authority home every other night. Yeah, I would definitely still buy a sleeper truck though, so you can have the ability to do what you need. I had a friend of mine that looked into buying a day cab, and they're almost just as expensive. I have a friend that drives a day cab car hauler, and that person misses the sleeper because they have to find a hotel every night, and that could be a pain in the butt. But yeah, shore haul's the way to go in my opinion. These guys that are running like from Oregon to Florida and New York to Texas or California to Florida, I think shore haul is where the money's at because it's less wear and tear on your truck. And look at Jeffrey's numbers. He's doing really good running the shore haul stuff. He's running his authority like he ran the program here at the Big Orange. So that's good. So Minnesota, Wisconsin, Michigan area is awesome. Yeah. Well, yeah. So whatever works, man. Whatever works. So, but all right, guys. I appreciate this conversation. I really do. But I'm going to cut it short. Well, not really short. This has been on for an hour. I promised you guys I wouldn't be one of these guys that was going to go live all the time, but here I did. I'm just in more live videos in the last week than I've done in the last month, and I apologize for that if you hate the live thing. But like I said, I've got 2 mediums left and a small. Free if you find me in the parking lot. Thanks, Alan. And I will have CDs on me for free. Just hit me up if you're at the truck show. If not, if you want a digital copy where you can stream it or purchase it, there's 2 albums on bandcamp.com. This is the important part. Apnea 1. Not apnea, just Apnea 1. Look for a band out of Springfield, Missouri. That is us. The album and logo will look like that. Enjoy the eclipse. I will, man. I got my welding helmet right here. So, I like the live. Good conversation always comes up. Take it easy, Sir. I agree, Solidaire. I think that's the element I didn't expect to enjoy. You know, I thought, well, whenever I go live, I'm only going to do these 20, 30-minute videos. This one was only going to be 15 minutes, but look, now it's an hour. Because we got to talk about, you know, Matt and a couple other things. John Jones says, I like them. Keep them coming. Well, thank you, John. So, all right, guys. Take it easy. See ya. If you're going to Dallas, I'll see you there. Just look for the big ugly guy with the pretty green truck. See ya.